Okay, hi guys, good evening once again. My name is Eugene Adaeze. So welcome to tonight's session. So for those that don't know, this is Design with You. We organize a weekly session with designers and those that are looking to go into tech to design. So what we do is we reach out to designers, seniors, to talk to us on a weekly basis every Sunday on different topics. So last week we had a topic on NFTs. A product manager from BitPower talked to us on NFTs. So this week we are having a talk that doesn't concern just designers, but anybody that wants job in the tech space and even beyond the tech space. So the job hunts, what employers are looking for, because you see people come to us or come to people about how they have had rejection mails back to back to back to back to back, and the question is why is this happening, what am I missing, and stuff like that. So I reached out to Adaeze a couple of days ago to talk about this particular topic. It's quite interesting because it doesn't affect just designers or engineers, it affects a lot of persons in the country and beyond the country. So Adaeze is a graphic designer from FCMB, was at FCMB with more than 3 years of experience. I believe it's even more than that. So she has a lot of experience in this particular sphere. She has friends in HR and the likes. And the next couple of minutes, she would be talking about um, this particular question: what are employers looking for? What are we missing? What am I missing? So Adaeze, the floor is yours for the next couple of minutes to take over.
Hi people, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Can I present now because my introduction is kind of part of my presentation.
Of course, of course.
So you might need to. And I don't have 3 years of experience. Cannot come and be shortening how long I've suffered in this industry. I've been here for good six
I am
years.
sorry. I had no idea. I'm so
Six
sorry.
years. That's what I mean by
He has 6 years of experience. Note that. Noted.
thanks and God
Thank
bless. All right, so just let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it now.
Awesome. Okay, so let me just go to the next page. I'm basically talking about the job hunt, what employers are looking out for, and one of the things that makes this section. Okay, so I have an assistant, right? It's just a little below 2 years old, so he'll be chipping in from time to time. So please listen to me and him as well, right? And I'll try to shut him up as much as I can. Anyway, so it's interesting for me because one of the things that I've really um, that I've experienced recently is this whole rejection thing. While lie, I don't suffer. In fact, it got to a point I was like, wait, is everything okay with me? Do I need to go and wash my head in the river? What is going on? And which each of my village people have upgraded their subscription to Pro Max, right? And all that. So after some time, I began to read up. I checked a few things. I checked my CV, my resume, and I realized that I'm making a lot of mistakes in a lot of places. So my job basically this evening is to share my experience with you, share where I made mistakes and how I was able to correct them, and hopefully it will be fun because I always like to make my teaching fun. I'm not a boring person. Anyway, so this is myself. My name is Chukwu Adaeze Victoria, popularly known as CAV. I'm a creative designer with FCMB, Creative Lead CAV Digital. I'm an author, copywriter. I'm a content developer. I'm a digital marketer. I'm an illustrator. I'm a photographer. Everything, right? Studied in Lagos State University. I manage CAV Design Hub, which is a graphic design school, basically not school, more like a place where everybody can come together, whether senior, junior, anybody can come together and just learn, grow, have fun. And we have over 1,000 people on the Telegram group, 3 WhatsApp groups, and we host periodic trainings and all that, plenty gists, right? So yeah, CAV Digital. All right, so first off, let me start by saying job hunting can be in fact a very draining experience, and I can tell you that it is, because I've been there, I've experienced it even up to we are in February, even up to last month. It was it was something else for me. Walai, right? So it can be scary, it can be intimidating, and all of that. But I want you to know that you're not the only person that is feeling this thing, this tiredness, this frustration with having to search, and it just keeps getting and we just keep getting rejection letter. This is going to be a little bit of an interactive class, but the interaction is going to be in the chat session. So personally, I want to know, this year alone, how many rejection letters have you collect? Me, wallahi, it don't reach like 30. In within the last 3 weeks, don't reach like 30. So I just, in this chat section, just let me know, like, how many rejection letters have you received in the last, to the beginning of this year? If you can just estimate, anyhow. So while you're doing that, I just, that's basically the, at the end of this class, I want all of us to arrive at a point where we begin to understand that it takes more than the content of your CV, content of your cover letter, and sometimes it takes even more than your skills. Honestly, sometimes it takes more than your skills for you to land a job. So, all right, let's go to the next. Oh boy, let's go to the next page. Sorry, I'm trying to join on another place so I can see the chat. Okay. Next page. Yeah, rejection, aka corporate breakfast, right? Okay, I decided to start with rejection because it's been in my experience, it can discourage you from designing it. Pata pata. I can tell you categorically that when I recently received rejection letter in batch like this, it made me start to consider whether I should change my career, whether I should change from design. Maybe I should start selling clothes, or maybe go and learn hairdressing or something. I just felt like maybe I need to go and learn something else. And that's exactly how I know some people might feel, right? But I want you to know that the reason why you receive rejection letter is not because they are rejecting you as a person, Chukwu Chukwuma, Frederick, Bolanle, and all that. They're not rejecting you as a person. They're not looking at you and going, this Michael, what I pay, you have seen me there. He said it's not completely correct. No, it's not you that they're rejecting, right? What they're rejecting is your fitness for the job, and it has nothing to do with you as a person. It has nothing to do with you as a person. It has a lot to do with, okay, they have listed this criteria to say we want someone that is this. And when they have calculated it, they have seen that, okay, Frederick, Abi Ade, Abi Bolanle, it did not fit all, they don't fulfill all the criteria in that list, right? It's more or less like the round peg, square hole type of scenario, right? You don't fit does not mean that you are not good. That's not the equation here. It could be that your fit is another, your where you most fit is another job role entirely, right? Because businesses are looking for a lot of things. Sometimes they're looking out for someone that is subservient, meaning if they say yes, well, you will say yes. If they say no, you will say no. That's sometimes what they're looking for. It's not necessarily good or bad. They've just looked at their business model, their mission, vision, and realized that, okay, these are the kind of people that we want in our workforce, right? And sometimes you might even be overqualified. I've applied for a job before and I was rejected because I was overqualified. They're like, you know what, the salary that we have, we cannot pay you that amount of salary. Nah, it will be, it will cause problem later. So we just, look for someone that is less. And sometimes your skill set is above or outside what they are looking for. What I mean is this: take for instance, now you are an artist, you dey paint, but what you usually paint is the Victorian era kind of painting. But what they need is abstract painting. Does that mean you are not a good artist? Mm-mm. It just means that you are not exactly what it is that they are looking for, and that's okay, right? So next thing I would like to touch, before I go into the nitty-gritty, which is what are they looking for, is your resume. In my experience here, I don't have much of an experience when it comes to, you know, job hunting, because a lot of the times my skills speak for me, but that does not mean I don't need to eat corporate breakfast as well, right? So in my experience, I've realized that, please, can you confirm that you're hearing me clearly in the chat? Can you confirm that you're hearing me clearly? Awesome. Awesome. All right. In my experience, right, I've realized that there are two types of resumes, because people send I get jobs for other people as well. Like a company will come to me and say, okay, because you have a group of designers and all of that, please help me look for somebody that can fit into this role, and then help us choose and all that. So they'll send me, I have people from my group send me their CVs, their portfolios, their um cover letters, and then when I check them, I just pick up a few things here and there and all of that. Hopefully we can do a CV portfolio review really soon on the group. But that aside, I've realized that there are two types. The first one is called the highlighter. The highlighter is someone that in his CV he has the job responsibility to be listed as let's say copywriting, design, project management, buying food for my oga, eating like Christmas goat, right? You just have it listed like that. Those are the things that you did during the course of the job, right? And then there's the other CV, sorry, resume, your resume, CV, no, same thing. There's the explainer, right? So this one goes a little bit above what the highlighter does. It goes into like how the impact, or using adjectives to describe what he or she did during that period. Now, these ones that I've highlighted here are the ones that are in my own CV, right? I'm using, like I said, I'm using personal experience to explain what it is the message I'm trying to pass across. So instead of saying, I design, graphic design, I just said I created over 3,100 visually stunning digital advert banners, designed, delivered, and coordinated creative social assets across various social media platforms that boosted reach, impression, page growth, and increased revenue. Wallahi, I don't know whether I do any of these things, but I don't care. I don't know whether, because as graphic designers, you do not like have these statistics exactly linked to your job. Right? They don't, the HR or somebody does not come and tell you, this is your design. Omo, he help us, so see what he did, see what he did, right? But the fact that your design is part of the process of the business and the business is growing, that means your design has one or more effects on the business growth. So you can definitely say, okay, my design has contributed to the growth of the company, is going in my CV. So yeah, that's one. Abstracted away the complexities of dealing with a lot of data by creating easily digestible infographics. I think this one is self-explanatory. If you read it, you're like, you're a good person. So the last one that I wanted to highlight is creating unique UIs, user interface, I should have said user interface of UI, and landing pages that are intuitive to a broad spectrum of user capabilities. If they believe me, they don't believe me, I don't know, but that's basically what I did. And there's no one size fits all, right? Because some hiring managers might not necessarily be able to wait and start reading all this plenty English that I've written. Some of them might just want a highlight of what it is that you have done. They just want to see those skills and that's it, right? While some of them actually want to see like statistics. They want to see data, like, okay, I did this, I did that in numbers, right? So that's basically it about resume. So you can choose to be the highlighter kind of person, or you can choose to be the explainer. Personally, I would advise that you choose to be the explainer. And I don't know whether I can go into the nitty-gritty of how you can be the explainer. As because we still have quite a lot to discuss tonight, but that's the basic gist. Cover letter. cover letters, in my experience, have been it can be very difficult to do. Walai. I'm not even trying to sugarcoat anything. It can be quite difficult to do. The reasons why I say it can be difficult is because every job requires you to actually create a cover letter for that job. Meaning, once you say, okay, I want to apply for the role of graphic designer, and then you check what they need, what they are asking you. We want a designer that is good in Adobe Kinikon, Figma, Sketch, Kinikon. Do you know how they usually do these days? They'll pack all sorts of things in one place, right? We need a designer that is proficient in the use of ABC, right? So your cover letter is supposed to like almost like a response, just like you're chatting back to somebody. It's supposed to be like a feedback, a response to what they say they need. To say, okay, they take for instance, they say we need. Okay, I'm going to just use my own cover letter to explain. I put my cover letter here. You can screenshot or something and reuse it to redo your own. Don't go and do word for word. I just go and beg you. You understand? Okay, so what is the cover letter supposed to contain? Your cover letter is supposed to contain your contact details. Contact details, not your home address, your maiden name and all that. Just your phone number, email address, and your full name. If you want, you can take it a step further and add your social media handles, right? My own does not have. I don't put all those things there because I usually attach it to my portfolio, and my portfolio already carries those information. So address the hiring manager, right? So this is why I said your cover letter has to, ideally it should differ from application to application, because now if Jane is the one hiring you for this particular job in Facebook, it can be Michael that is hiring you for the next job. So you cannot use hi Jane for everybody, right? So and it gives you like a personal kind of feel when somebody say, hi Jane, I have seen I recently saw your adverts for the position of yada 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 yada. So the next thing that your cover letter should contain is an attention-grabbing opening paragraph, right? I'm going to show you what I mean in the next slide because that's where my own example is. That's where my own cover letter is. The next thing you should have is an explanation about why you are qualified for the job. This is, like I said, a response to what they have listed that they wanted. So all those adjectives that they listed in their job post, you need to reuse those adjectives or a synonym of those adjectives. Another thing that should contain, that your cover letter should contain, is your connection to the company's needs, which is basically what I've just explained, and closing paragraph, and then your sign off. Best regard, Chukwu Adaeze. Closing paragraph can be, I look forward to hearing back from you and working with the company that has the biggest growth margin in the UK general, that kind of thing. That's basically, what I think a cover letter should contain. Please note that I said what I think, right? It's not my experience might not be, universal. So you might get to some places and they might say, oh, I know what she said was wrong. You should do it this way, do it this way. But this has worked for me, and I'm just sharing it with you. So let's look at an example. Let's look at an example. Problem. I didn't add it. Sorry. It's on Photoshop here. Thank God I kept it open. So please let me know. Can you see this? In the chat section, please let me know. Can you see my cover letter, please? Awesome. All right. So basically, I start with dear Mr. and Mrs. Kinikon. And the reason why I start with this, okay, I'm going to zoom in. The reason why I start with dear Mr. blah 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 is because this is actually generic. This is generic. So it's not addressing one particular company or one hiring manager or the other. It's just a generic cover letter that I send out. So let me zoom in so you can see. All right, so I start by saying I am writing this letter to express my interest in the graphic designer opening. Now, my graphic designer is supposed to be in capital letter G, and D is supposed to be capital letter. I'll fix that. I believe that I can make valuable contributions to the company. I possess a wide range of abilities that combine innovative art and design principles. Furthermore, my expert knowledge of Adobe Creative Suite, content creation, and branding would allow me to play a crucial role in the implementation of your design initiatives. The following are highlights of my skills and accomplishments. So, and I went ahead to list some of the things in my CV. Then I closed by saying, enclosed is my resume for your review. I welcome the opportunity to discuss personally how my skills and strengths can best serve your company. I appreciate your time and consideration. Yours creatively. I decided to make my own a little bit unique, right? And I said, yours creatively, Chukwu Adaeze, right? So yeah, that's basically my own cover letter. So you can actually go online. There are lots of templates online that you can use, to create yours. Now, let's enter into the matter of the day. What do employers want to see? What do they want, when they ask you, oh, apply for this job or come and do an interview or something? During the interview process or during the search process, when they are searching, what do they want to see? The first thing I believe they want to see is your experience. Now, when I say experience, I don't necessarily mean how many years you have spent in the industry. What I mean is that, have you done this thing before? This thing that we are saying you should come and do now, have you done it before? That's what they're looking for, right? Have you done it before successfully? Okay, we need somebody that will create an app from scratch to finish and that will increase user downloads and user kinikon onboarding and all that. Have you done it before? It does not even have to be attached to a particular company. It could be that you and a couple of guys, and this is where I need beginners to listen to me and listen very well. You do not necessarily compulsorily need to have worked with a company before you can have a portfolio that is rich, that is heavy. You can actually collaborate with your fellow guys and build something and then attribute it to your name as collective, as a collective job. And then add it to your CV, add it to your portfolio. Even your CV, you can add it to it as well. So they're looking for your experience. They're looking for your skills. Whenever I say skills, I mean, okay, outside of, first of all, your ability to use the design tools. Do you have that ability that they're searching for? Do you have the level of expertise in using that software that they're looking for? One. Secondly, other skills that are necessary to make this job successful, do you have it? And when I say other skills, I mean soft skills, like take for instance, like interpersonal relationships. Are you able to make friends with people? Are you able to successfully manage relationships with other people? Are you able to take criticism and feedback? Are you able to properly implement feedback? All of those things are part of the skills, life skills that they're looking for. Another thing they're looking for is enthusiasm. How excited are you to join us? How excited are you to be a part of this, our movement, even if they don't even have movement there? How excited are you to be a part of us, right? Another thing that they're looking for is confidence. And I'm going to use an example. Recently, somebody came to me and said, I need somebody that's going to fill the role of a graphic designer for a particular time, contract position. And I was like, okay, you guys send me your portfolio, send me your CV, yada, yada. And I sent a few people across. They did the interview and actually went back and said, okay, how far, guys? How did it go? As I'm asking the company now, the people that are hiring, like, how did it go? And one of the things that they told me was, this particular person that you introduced to us, out of all of them, the person is the one that has the highest potential, highest skill, but the person lacks confidence. And it removed a lot of things. It brought down her points, because if you're not confident in your skills, confident in your abilities, then there's a problem somewhere. That means if they say move right, you will move right. If they say move left, you move left. You will not be able to confidently stand and say, I have an opinion, and I think maybe we can go this direction. And then they'll be able to listen to you and say, okay, you know what, let's take that direction. You don't have the confidence to pursue something like that. I've worked in a company before that they said, okay, this is our policy. Our policy is that if you come in late, every minute that you are late, you will deduct 100 naira from your salary. Well, like before I left that company, they had to scrap that rule because me, I will come late. Maybe I should write it as part of my CV that Babanla late come me, but I overstay. What's the word now? Overtime. Yeah, I always do overtime while I'm working. So I'm like, okay, so why are you deducting my money for coming late when you require that I stay over? Sometimes I won't spend the night. If I don't spend too long there, I spend like overnight at least once a week in that company. So at the end of the day, when they brought it up, and when they were having like a general meeting, and they're like, how can we improve the company? I raised my hand though. I was like, bros, this particular place, you guys need to fix it because none of us are happy about it. And then at the end of the day, they were able to scrap that rule before I eventually left. So how that confidence that you need to be able to look at something in the company and say, okay, this thing needs to be fixed, instead of shrinking into your shell, employers need to see it right from the interview. Another thing they need to see is promises. I've gotten a job before that I'm not fully qualified for, but because I made promises to them that, look, just hire me first. I will shock you. Give me this so time. I will shock you. They watch me. Do you understand? So it's okay. I'm going to explain the promises part later in more details, like in the next slide. I don't know how much time we have, but in the next slide, I'm going to explain, a little bit more on making promises and all that. So the last thing that I think that they need to see or they want from you is your interest in the company. Now let me explain. Before you go for any interview, make sure that you do your research about that company. Make sure that you do your research about their latest achievements, their latest failures, their vision, mission, goals, that kind of thing. Just have it somewhere at the back of your mind that, okay, this is what this company is pursuing after and all of that. Write down at least 2 questions from all these things that you have researched, at least 2 or 1 self, right? So that when they say, oh, okay, we are done with the interview, what do you have any questions for us? You can ask a question that sounds intelligent, that sounds like you are absolutely interested in that company, right? So these are the things that I feel that they want to see from us as job seekers. So the next thing that I want to talk about is a few tips from my own personal experience, and I'm going to start with starting small. Many of us over there, we get big eye, right? I don't know whether anybody here does not understand pidgin, right? But many of us over there, if you don't understand pidgin, please let me know in the comments that, okay, I don't understand pidgin, then I can go back to speaking space English, right? Okay, so a lot of us here, we get big eye, right? Want to go and after working for a Kuli group of companies at Shomolu, you want to jump and start working for Facebook immediately. It does not work like that, right? So this company that you're coming from, is it notable enough for Facebook as a company to recognize you? Or the skills that you have gotten from this company, is it enough for them to hire you for the position in this our own big company? So personally, if you're posting to all these big companies and they've not answered you yet, right? You need to go back, draw back a little bit and start from maybe small businesses. Start from SMEs, right? From there and start to, work for them for a while. after you've gathered some kind of skill or experience from them, you can now move on to the next, next place. All right. The next thing I advise that you do is to change your search. And I'll give you an example. When I search for vacancies online, I usually do graphic design vacancy, and I'm like, okay, this is not what changed my mind was when I was scrolling through some generic vacancies, and I saw visual designer, and I was like, okay, who is tattoo visual designer? Oh. So I went to go and check like the job description, and I realized that their job description for visual designer is exactly the same for graphic designer. What does that mean? It automatically means that when I'm searching next time, I can use the term visual designer to search for vacancies. Some people will tell you brand designer. So you have graphic designer, brand designer, visual designer. All the same, all the way to them, they are the same thing. Oh, they are the same thing. All the job descriptions are the same. It's only that they use different terms for them. So when you're busy searching only for graphic designer, you might lose the searches that has visual designers or brand designers on them. So when you do your generic search, always keep an eye on those keywords that people are using to post vacancies. Then you can use that keyword to search for a vacancy, right? Number 3, use your network. Now, sometimes now who know who, now they collect for job. Use your network, right? So if you're looking for a job opportunity, the same way you post your work on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, WhatsApp status, you can actually post there to say, my name is Kinikon. Oh, I am searching for a role in so field, and this is my portfolio. This is the link to my portfolio or something like that, right? You don't know who go know who can't join who will now reach out to you and say, I saw your portfolio really good, we would like to hire you, or I know somebody that is hiring. So use your network. Number 4, don't sleep on LinkedIn key. LinkedIn key is LinkedIn. Sorry, I like to, anywhere I'm typing LinkedIn, I like to just say LinkedIn key, right? The job feature on LinkedIn is still very much active, very much valid. So if you're looking for a job, try LinkedIn, right? Try posting your work. Excuse me? Hello? Did you say something? Guys, can you hear me? Oh, awesome. All right. I was saying something. Oh God, my line of thought I've caught. Yeah. Okay. So try LinkedIn. Post on LinkedIn saying, okay, I did this. See, LinkedIn is the place where you don't just post. This is a flyer that I did. What was the idea behind the flyer? What was the rationale behind the flyer? What gives birth to that idea? How did you process that idea and reach the conclusion that you reached? How you take do am? That's what LinkedIn is all about. They're all about that story of how you went into the road and you almost hit one dog, and you now tell the dog sorry. You now went for interview, and the dog was the CEO of the company, and the dog decided to give you the job. That kind of place. That's the kind of place that LinkedIn is. So you go on there and you post your work, but you post it with explanation of why you did what you did, when you did it, and why, and how, and all that, right? So number 5, stop worrying. Niggy, stop worrying. Like, you've been on this thing for months and nothing has changed. What has worrying helped you do? Nothing. So stop worrying. Do the best that you can. And when the rejection breakfast comes, chest am. Because it will come. Chest am, nothing will happen. Move on to the next thing. So just stop, all right? 6, learn about the company before the interview. I think I already explained that one. Learn about their recent achievements, and you can add the achievements into your cover letter, like I explained, to say, I look forward to hearing from you and working with a company that has the largest reach in the UK, or something shit like that, right? Learn about their failure, so you can say, I hope to, or my aim is to join in this your job description that you have listed, and also correct or assist in bringing a solution to this problem that I noticed in your company. And when they hire you, please remember me in your kingdom. Uh-huh. So number 7 is do the 80-20. Fantastic. This is the part that I want to do like a quick, like a deep dive, not deep dive per se, but deep dive nevertheless, right? I read it somewhere when I was browsing on LinkedIn. It says when you're searching for a job, you know that some people, when you're searching for a job, you see they need Figma, somebody that knows how to use Figma, and because you don't know how to use Figma now, you know now apply. Or they say we need somebody that can use Sketch, and because you don't know how to use Sketch now, you know say this one is not for me. I don't do that. I used to enter anywhere like goat, and how this is my formula for entering like goat. What I usually do is if I check the job description and 80% of what their requirements are, I already have it. The remaining 20 we go learn am on the job. Forget it. Employer, I am me first. The other 20% will go regular down. That's the kind of person that I am. But the 20% I'm talking about, it should be something that you can use transferable skill for. What do I mean by transferable skill? Meaning that the skills that you currently have, you are able to use it to fulfill that 20%, even though you don't fully know how to do it. And this is what I mean. Me, I don't know, I don't necessarily know UI UX. Loton beyen, right? I don't know all the nitty-gritty of it, but I am a fantastic graphic designer if I do say so myself, right? Let me be giving myself head rub and chest rub and say you are good like that. So I'm a good graphic designer. What that means for me is that learning UI UX in a short period of time is possible. I'm a graphic designer. I actually applied to a job recently, and they said they needed a motion graphic designer as part of the course, a core kini. But because me, I know that I fulfill every other thing except that motion graphic designer. I applied though. I applied, and during the interview, they were like, okay, so what will we do now? This motion graphic designer, we don't have that skill, but. And I was like, just give me a few times, just give me a little. I stipulated a time. I said, okay, within the next 2 months, 3 months, I would have learned this motion graphic design. And because they've seen that, okay, you have all these other skills that will make it possible for you to learn motion graphic designer. Oh yeah, let's hire you. And I was hired. I was. So enter anywhere like goat with all your full chest out, enter anywhere. So far, you are able to fulfill 80% of the requirements. Bros, enter. So if you have a question, you have comments, observations, you are disagreeing with something I said, or you just basically don't like me, this is the time to say so or forever hold your peace.
Okay, thanks a lot. We're going to be entertaining some questions now. If there are questions, you could either drop it on the chat box or unmute your mic and speak. So questions from anyone?
It be like nobody needs
one
job.
here from the DMs. Someone is
Okay.
asking, you talked about confidence before.
Yeah.
What role does overconfidence play? Because person can just enter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, Adaeze, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, someone is asking, you talked about confidence before. So there are people that may have a little bit above normal level of confidence. So what role does it really play? Because they perceive that they have.
Okay.
And
Please
maybe
confirm.
lost the opportunity to get a job.
Okay, so it's actually a thin line between the both of them, right? Because confidence to me means that I know what I am doing, and I can prove it. Overconfidence is that I know what I'm doing. Sometimes I might not know what I'm doing, but I can do it anyway. And I can, as in, I'm in your face, and I can shame you, and I can. Do you understand? And one of the things that I need to point out right now is that most times what some of us see as overconfidence is actually you just being nervous. When you are nervous, you tend to overcompensate by saying too much. That's just basically it. So when you you talk up a storm, you see it as overconfidence, and that's you just being nervous about the environment that you have found yourself, which is the interview, right? So confidence is okay. I feel do I have done it before. I can do it. That's it. So if you already said, I for my I was in an interview, and they asked me a particular question. They were like, you know what, tell us why we should hire you. And that's one question that you will most likely always meet in interviews. Why should we hire you? So when I listed everything I was supposed to say, that was because I'm a creative designer. I think outside the box. I bring a fresh perspective to things. I'm a solution provider. Anytime I see a problem, I always try to attack it from a creative perspective. Blah 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 blah. And I said all these things. And when I was done, the guy was like, I think he was expecting. Probably he has seen it a lot of times. He was expecting me to say more, like, explain into all those big English and all of that. But I was like, yeah. And I was like, are you done? You're through? And I was like, yes, I'm done. I've explained, it was like, oh, okay, wow. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I've explained. Anything you want to do with that explanation is your business from now. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I'm just saying, you know what? You've asked me a question and I have explained it to the best of my ability. That's all I can do. That's confidence. You don't need to overcompensate by saying too much. And that's where I think we begin to see it as overconfidence. It's when you over talk, you over explain, over draw out the whole matter. Just key points. Explain what you need to explain. Leave the rest to the hand of Oluwa. So I'm seeing another question in the chat. It says, is CV different from portfolio? If yes, kindly explain. Because portfolio is supposed to show your work. CV is supposed to show your experience. So that's the difference. Your portfolio will show that, okay, I've designed this. I've designed flyer, banner, logo, website. But your CV is going to show that I've designed this, I've brought solution to this problem, I've worked here. This is my educational background, right? These are my skill sets. These are the list of the skills that I possess. I don't know I'm not able to show you my CV right now because I'm still working on it. But it has list of my skills. It has like a short career objective, my name, contact info. It has the list of softwares that I can use, that I can operate. Even if it's just 10% knowledge I have in that software, it is there. It has that explainer kind of resume format, right? It has all of that for all the places that I've worked with. Then at the back, it now has, I think it has like my portfolio, my resume is like 4 pages. So this third and fourth page is basically for freelance jobs and links to my social media handles and my portfolio. I even went as far as adding what they call it now, QR code. So all you need to do is scan, and it will take you straight to my social media. You don't need to stretch yourself. Just scan the QR code, and it takes you to the place where my works are. Simple. So yeah, that's the difference. Portfolio is for your work. CV is your experience. My question is, what's the best way to arrange your portfolio in terms of the job you have there? And also if there's a template on how to explain each job on the portfolio. Explain each job. Okay, so you might have misunderstood me, but I will address that one after I address your first question. Your first question is, How do you arrange your portfolio? Okay, so you arrange it like you. I don't know whether you've ever designed a brochure before, but your brochure usually have a table of contents. Personally, I don't think you should have different portfolios for different things. Anybody will talk that one, I know they listen. Because who has that time to start having different portfolios? What I think you can do is take, for instance, you do social media design, you do logo design, you do banner design, you do UI UX, then you do copywriting, and then you do social media management. What you can do is in your portfolio, you can have your table of contents. Say, okay, number one, introduction. Number two, CV. Or I don't know if you like to add your CV to this thing or whatever. CV and skills. Number three, social media. Social media designs. Page 3 to 6, social media designs. Page 7 to 14, UI UX. Do you understand? With all of them like that, and choose only your best works. So if someone says, "Oh, I need a social media design person," okay, take my portfolio, and then they can scroll down to, okay, the social media is on page 14, so they will just shift to where page 14 is. Oh, I need a UI UX designer. Okay, take my portfolio. Okay, UI UX is in page 45. They just shift to page 45. So I don't see any reason why we should design different portfolios for different job positions or different fields. It's a lot of work and it's stressful. And okay, so you said it's also if there's a template on how you explain each job on the portfolio. All right, there's no particular template, right? You know that thing I said about LinkedIn, how you post on LinkedIn, how you do like your rationale behind it, right? Put a breathe. Please, you might need to mute your mic, especially if you're just joining us, you might not know. Please mute your mic. Thanks and God bless. So yeah, you can add like a rationale to your post, right? It doesn't have to be too much. Like 5 lines is cool. You're good. Your social media designs might not necessarily have need for explanations, but your UI UX and branding might have need for it. So that's what I think you should do. All right. So someone else says, will it be possible to get the presentation slides? Oh yeah. But what might be the problem is I don't have like full explanations on the presentation slides. I can send it to Eugene to forward to you guys, but I don't have, it doesn't have like full explanation. But what he is going to do is he's going to post it on the YouTube channel, on their YouTube channel, right? So when he posts it there, you can rewatch. So Mercy says, how do you handle impromptu interviews? Who is sending you impromptu interview? Say someone recommend you and you're invited. Oh, okay. For a quick chat. It's a bit unnerving for me. All right. So what you can tell them is you can reschedule. See, at the fine job, no means at the slave. You can reschedule and tell them that you are not in a proper state for an interview right now. You can say, okay, let's have a quick chat, but I would like us to have a proper interview after this, so that you have, more opportunities for expression. Imagine somebody say, oh, come and do interview, no, and you've not even had time to check out the company, to see whether it's even a kind of place you want to work in, to check out their history, to look at their vision, mission, all those things that I said that is necessary. You don't even have time. So when you can tell them that, yeah, let's have a quick chat, but I would like us to have a proper interview as I'm not adequately prepared for this right now. So then you can reschedule. So another person says, Jiro says, does sending a cover letter even when not requested for give you an edge in the recruitment process? Well, yes, it does. I truly believe that it does. The reason why I say so is this: there's only so much you can put in your CV and your portfolio. Like I explained, what is in your cover photo is you explaining how you will be a good fit for the job and how much knowledge, in-depth knowledge of the company and the job role you have. You can't do that in your CV. You can't do that in your portfolio either. So your cover letter is what gives you that extra jump to say, I am Chukwu Adaeze Victoria, and I am prepared for this role. This is why I think I am ready for it. This is why I think I am the perfect candidate for this role. You can't write that in your CV, neither can you add it to your portfolio. It's your cover letter that does that job for you. So does anybody else have questions? You can either type it in the chat or you can speak.
Okay, I'm guessing there are no other questions. Okay, awesome. There are no other questions. So yeah, thanks a lot for this session. I must say, like, I'm getting comments and reviews, and this has been one of the most energetic sessions we've had so far. So thanks a lot. I will take the slides from you. So if there are other questions you would like to ask our speaker, I'll drop her handles on the chat box now. Twitter, LinkedIn, so you could reach out to her personally. 1 second, let me drop her Twitter now. Her Twitter is here in the chat box.
Okay, so while you're doing that, somebody says, what does the cover letter look like? I will have to I will share. It's not on the slide, but I think you can go online and search for samples and templates. Like, there's literally templates specifically for graphic designers online. Just search for it. Search cover letter template for graphic designer. You will see it there. So all you can do is just take that template and reward it for yourself. And best of luck with your job search. You're welcome. Yes, you're welcome. Anybody have any questions? This would be a great time to quickly drop it while Eugene is giving us the dropping the handles. And don't come to my DM and come and say hi. You may just respond to hi, yo. So let's just let's be shaking it. Hi, my name is Kinikon. I want this, I want that, I have this, I request that, and all that. So it's not, I don't mean it's Tinder now. I'm looking for a boy. I'll say hi back. I'm not looking for a boy.
Okay, I have dropped the links to her social media handles, Twitter and LinkedIn. So the recording will be available within the week on our YouTube channel. So I'll drop the link to that as well. But for those that don't know, this is a weekly session. We have this every Sunday by 8 p.m. We basically reach out to designers that are senior in the industry to come talk to us about different issues. So next week we'll have something similar. So do well to tune in next time. So that'll be all for tonight. So thank you very much, Adaeze. I must say, thank you very much. Like, this has been one of the most exciting sessions ever. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. It's always an amazing experience for me to teach what I know, even if it's very little. And I sincerely hope that this helps you, land your dream job. So thanks, guys, and have a good night.